Welcome to our 10 Talk this afternoon. I'm excited to be chatting with Lori Andrews. Lori Andrews is the Practicum Coordinator for the LBS 1 program in the Special Ed Department at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. I'm Nancy Latham from UIUC, and we're going to chat today about co-teaching. And co-teaching is difficult enough, as Lori and I have just been chatting about. It's difficult enough, and it has to be very strategically thought out, but we're really going to talk about the ways that we can really have strong substantive co-teaching in this remote environment. So Lori, I know you have some great stuff to talk about and tips, so let's just chat.
Okay. I think we had kind of come to the conclusion that the overarching theme here is communication. In special ed, a lot of times we talk about documentation. That goes with it, but without the communication, there's nothing to document. So, I think first and foremost, our special educators and co-teachers and related services personnel need to be talking about how this is going to work. None of those practitioners can function on their own. And the other most important piece of this is communicating with families and caregivers, parents.
Yeah, like never before, really, right? Because I mean, special educators, we've always reached out to parents and but now every teacher, has 25 co-teachers in 25 different locations at 25 different levels of involvement, in addition to the team. Right.
Yeah. And we've all been talking about these, for 25 different students, there are 25 situations we need to be thinking about, whether it's access to technology, whether it's family schedule, other obligations. Perhaps your student is caring for his or her younger siblings. So we have to know all that about the family and their needs and their situation in order to make this work.
Right. And how they like to communicate.
Yes.
I mean, some people like a good old phone call. Some people would never want no, please just text me or whatever. Right. So all those different communication styles. And I know you had some resources too and some things to show as well.
Right. I think the first one comes from the Chicago Public Schools. And I was, kind of impressed with what they did rather quickly. Let me pull it to the front here. In addition to the page I'm showing, they created a 20-page or so document to guide teachers, co-teachers, administrators through all of this. So again, they put this together rather quickly. And one piece of this is a simple planning page here. So we've got the student's name and information up at the top there. But then a simple chart that breaks down, the plan moving forward by instruction area or area of need. And again, most importantly, kind of keeping the eye on the prize, which is the annual goal from the IEP. So the whole team needs to keep their eye on, again, the eye on the prize, most importantly, their IEP goals. And this breaks down then how they might address the accommodations and modifications, which person on the team is responsible. So I'm picturing as a team works through this, that a parent, again, should be involved here to let the team know what may work, what may not work in their household, in their situation. So it's a nice organization tool.
It's a great conversation starter, especially between the team, because I'm even thinking, some parents perhaps who have a child that has an IEP. They're used to that kind of level of communication, that level of involvement. But one way that, you know, this particular parent may have achieved that informally, but yet critically, was they just happened to pick up and drop their child off every day. And there were these opportunities for this constant, consistent communication. You know, so we have to think about all those little things. Like for that parent, that's gone.
Right.
You know, that day, if that was their preferred style, that's gone. And so, and I think when you're actually, so who is communicating all these things that on a daily level they were kept up with because that was their preferred way. You know, it's things. I think this helps you not only forget that we have to figure out how they want to be communicated with, but that we're not forgetting anything. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Hopefully this this is enough to kind of consider all the factors that need to go into these decisions with the family and the co-teachers and any other member of the team. That hopefully this brings this up in conversation.
Yeah, and you were talking earlier too about the, you know, the special ed teacher that depending on the team's decision, but sometimes that can be a gateway, especially when there's a complex IEP involved. I could see that really working too.
Yeah, for sure. You know, this is overwhelming for all of us, and we're asking so much of teachers. But on the flip side, we're doing the same of parents and families and caregivers. So it might be a decision by the team that that the special educator, again, is really just the gatekeeper, is the one communicator. You know, we think of a high school student, they might be taking 5 or 6 courses. It's really overwhelming to get 5 or 6 emails. So the team might consider that the special educator is the gatekeeper and the communicator.
Yeah. And I know you said there were some other resources you had found, especially related to co-teaching, because I'm even thinking about, you know, the special ed teacher in our new world that's they're co-teaching with other special education professionals. They're the gen ed, the parent, and maybe even, you know, a student teacher or a clinical. I mean, there's just a lot of co-teaching going, plates in the air. There always were, but this has to all be so personalized.
Yes.
Because of the remote.
Yeah, and so places on the web, for example, this Council for Exceptional Children has some really nice resources here, resources for teaching remotely right from their homepage here. Gets you to lots of different options. There's a really nice 20-ish minute YouTube video from Marilyn Friend, who is really the co-teaching guru. So the CEC website will link you to all of that. And right now CEC is offering free membership for all teachers. So that's really a great bonus here, that you can dig around, because if you're having some sort of concern, some sort of obstacle, CEC has probably created some sort of resource.
Yeah, and I think we're only going to see more of that. I think we're going to see, you know, as we all move from what I've started calling the Band-Aid stage, you know, survival stage, and now we're seeing what does this mean long term, and how can we be ready for every scenario long term, and moving in and out of scenarios as we have to best keep kids healthy and serve them. I think we're going to see organizations like CEC, there's going to be even more resources and stuff like that up there. Lori, I appreciate all this. I appreciate these good ideas. This has been great. We are going to have that Chicago Public Schools document along with the CEC link and lots of other good resources that Lori has provided up in the top 10 list that will accompany this 10 talk. So I hope you all get to link on that. And again, Lori, I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.